Welcome to ICSC Help YouTube channel. Today the topic is ICSC Class 10 Chemistry Specimen Paper for Semester 1 exam. Now let us go the question number 1. The trend in metallic character of metal as we go from top to bottom. We know that the metallic character is releasing of one electron or two electron or three electron from outer shell is metallic character. The element of this period, this is the period and this is the group. This is the group. In group, the size of first period is small and this is large, this is also very large, this is and large, and but the size of this in period become small and small and small as go from left to right. When size is large, then there is a great distance from center to outer cell. So nucleus do not attract to outer cell and electron easily out. So it is metal, and if the size is small, then nucleus attract to outer electron and the electron does not emit easily. So it is not a metal. So in first of all increase, if we go down from top to bottom in a group, the size becomes small. The size becomes small, it means the distance from center to outside become more and more. So electron easily out from valence shell, so it is increase. So it is increase, decrease is not option, neither increase not decrease not option, none of the above not option. The second point, the question 2, the color change observed when solution of magnesium hydroxide MgOH twice is in indicator. We know that the magnesium hydroxide is alkali in nature, and all alkali in base, it turn the methyl orange in yellow, but this is remain same, not correct, and phenolphthalein remain colorless, while in alkali phenolphthalein become pink, so it is not correct, and blue litmus to red, while in base the red litmus to blue, it is not correct. So option 1 is correct. Phenolphthalein turn colorless to pink in alkali solution. In question number 3, the compound which is non-electrolyte. The KCl is on hydrolysis glue K plus Cl minus, so it is electrolyte, because dissociate. H2SO4 also dissociate into ion, so it is also electrolyte, but CCl4 does not dissociate into ion, so it is non-electrolyte. So the option 3 is correct. CH3COO minus and H plus also dissociate, although it is weak acid, but it is also dissociate, so it is also electrolyte. So only one option, the question number 3. And question number 4, twice the vapor density. It is very easy question. We know that the twice the vapor density is molecular mass. So it is very simple question. The molecular mass, option 3 is correct. The question number 5, the number of lone pair of electron in the nitrogen atom in ammonia. First of all we draw the structure of ammonia. In nitrogen, you know that the nitrogen has 7 atomic number and 2 and 5. Outer shell has 5 electron, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. And hydrogen has 1 atomic number and only 1 electron in valence shell. Hydrogen the duplet of hydrogen completed and nitrogen also complete it, but one lone pair is blank in nitrogen atom. This is known as lone pair. So only one lone pair is blank. So option 1 is correct. Now the question number 6. Element with similar valence shell configured in a periodic table are placed in similar valence shell. First of all, in periodic table, the same group, the valence electron is same in group, and in same period the valence shell is same in period, and valence electron is same in group valence electron same, and in period valence shell is same. But the question is asking the similar valence shell. The similar valence cells means the first has only one valence cell, and the second has the second valence cell, third valence cell, and so on. So the similar valence cell is situated in same period the cell, because cell does not change in period, while the similar valence electron is situated in same group. But question is about the valence shell, not valence electron. So the same period is the correct option. Now let us the question number 7. Gas liberated when sodium sulfide Na2SO3 react with dilute H2SO4, then sodium hydrogen sulfate and sulfur dioxide and H2O form. This is the reaction. We know that the sulfur dioxide is a gas. So the correct option is 4, sulfur dioxide gas form. In question number 8, the thickness of metal coating during electroplating depend upon. During electroplating, we know that the article which to be electroplated is cathode, and from where the article get the deposit layer is anode, and it is depend on the passage of time. If more time, then more layer deposit on the cathode. If less time, then less layer deposit on cathode. So the duration of current passage is the correct option. The question number 9. Ionic bond is seen. Ionic bond means electrovalent bond. In methane, there is no ionic bond, there is covalent bond. And in hydrogen, there is also covalent bond. In ammonia, there is also covalent bond, and in sodium oxide, there is ionic bond, because sodium has atomic number 11, 2, 8, 1, and oxygen has atomic number 6, 2 and 6. Because it emits one electron, it releases one electron from outer shell and become Na plus, and structure is 2,8. While oxygen take 2 electrons from sodium to complete its octet, and oxygen become -2, and the structure is also 2,8. So this is the giver and this is the taker. This is just ion, sodium ion and oxygen ion. So it is the bond between sodium and oxygen is known as the ionic bond or electrovalent bond. So only one option, option 4 is correct. In question 10, the molecular formula of an organic compound C6H12O6. The molecular formula is C6H12O6. So the molecular mass 12 into 6, 72, 1 into 12, 12, 16 into 6, 96 is equal to 180. And the formula mass, the molecular formula is this, and the empirical formula is CH2O. The empirical mass, carbon 12, hydrogen 1 into 2, 12, 16, 6 to 8 to 10, 1, 2, 3, 30. the molecular formula is this, and adding the molecular mass of C6H12O6, the 180, while empirical formula is this and empirical mass is this. To find out the value of N is equal to molecular mass upon empirical mass. The molecular mass is 180 while the empirical mass is 30. So the 6 is the answer. So the option 2 is correct. Now let us go to the question number 11. In question number 11, when an electron is added to valence cell, then energy released. And when we added to energy, then electron released. Vice versa. When an electron is added, then energy released. So the option 1 is correct because it is electron affinity, and the definition of electron affinity is that amount of energy released when an electron is added to the valence shell of gaseous, neutral or isolated atom. To study the question number 12, the most electronegative elements. First of all, we know that about the structure of the periodic table. We know that there is the period 1, period 2, period 3, and this is the group 1, group 2, group 1, group 2, and the question that there is the sodium and aluminum. Aluminum is somewhat here in 13 group, aluminum, while bromine is halogen group, and bromine is occurs somewhere here, and fluorine is just above. To know about the electronegativity, we know that the electronegativity increase from left to right in a period. In left to right in a period because the size is decreased and nucleus has more power. If size is decreased, less size, then nucleus has more power to attract itself, and size is decreasing from left to right. So the attracting power of electron increase, and hence electronegativity increase from left to right. While in case of group up to down, the size is increased, and due to increase in size, the distance is always more and more. So nucleus has no power to attract electron, and so electronegativity decrease. Now we know after study of increase and this decrease and this decrease, that this side has more electronegative and this side less. So the sodium is not correct, aluminum is also not correct, and only this side element is increased. It means fluorine or bromine has more electronegativity. But there is two options, bromine and fluorine. Now we will discuss about the group. What happen in group? From top to bottom, the electronegativity decrease. So bromine has less and fluorine has more. So fluorine is the highest electronegativity among the four elements. Let us start the question number 13. The bond in carbon tetrachloride. In carbon, we know that carbon has 4 valence cells, and the chlorine has 7 valence cells in their outer. Chlorine 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7 in their outer. Chlorine 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7, and chlorine 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. We know that there is 1 electron sharing from carbon to each chlorine. So there is a covalent bond and only single covalent bond because chlorine, single chlorine and carbon, each electron of carbon share with one of them. In question number 14, the type of bonding present in nitrogen molecule. Very easy question because you know that the nitrogen has atomic number 7 and the arrangement of electron is 2 and 5 electron in valence shell. So the N and N, there is 5 electron in valence shell, and this N also has 5 electron in valence shell, and to complete their octet, the both atom share 3 electron and molecule form. So the sharing is done by 3 electron, and so it is the triple covalent bond. In question number 15, the question number 15 told that the compound with empirical formula XY2, empirical formula is XY2, and vapor density equal to empirical formula weight. Then what is the molecular formula? We know that the molecular mass is equal to 2 into vapor density. It is very easy, you know. And the molecular mass is equal to 2 into, and it is so that vapor density is equal to its empirical formula. So empirical formula mass, empirical formula weight, because it is given in question. The given in question that the vapor density is equal to empirical formula mass. So the question is asked that what is the molecular formula? The molecular formula is 2 into vapor density, and in vapor density it means empirical formula mass, and empirical formula is XY2, because it is, you know that the molecular formula is 2 into empirical formula, and empirical formula is given. So on multiplying the X2 and Y4, so option 1 is correct. Let us start the question number 16. Identify the statement that does not hold true in electro refining of copper. In electro refining of copper, we know that the pure copper is cathode made of pure copper, and this is the copper but not pure copper, and it become anode plus, and it become cathode minus, and the solution is HD5 copper sulfate solution. The option then, the electrolyte is HD5 copper sulfate solution. Yes, the option 1 is correct. Cathode is thin of impure copper. No, it is made of pure copper, because the impure cathode is impure copper is anode, and from here the pure copper is deposit to the cathode. So the second option is not correct. Anode dissolve in the electrolyte. Yes, anode dissolve by slowly and deposit on this pure copper, and this become fat and this become thin after some time, and the second impure anode is put, and then also deposit, and so the anode dissolve in the electrolyte is correct, because it is dissolving time to time, and this is deposit on this cathode. Anode get thicker? No, anode get thinner after time. Anode get thinner, it becomes small and small, because the part of anode deposit on this pure, and it become also pure and pure and pure. So the option first and option third is correct. In question number 17, the observation when ammonium chloride react with potassium hydroxide. First of all, we write the reaction. Ammonium chloride react with potassium hydroxide, KOH. The KCl is formed, and ammonia gas is formed, and H2O. Ammonia is basic in nature. Hence this colorless gas turn red litmus tube blue. This is not reddish brown, and a colorless gas which turn red litmus tube blue. It is basic in nature, and we know that all base convert the red litmus into blue. So the option second is correct. Let us start the question number 18. The color of the precipitate form when ferrous ion means ferrous sulfate react with ammonium hydroxide solution, NH4OH, ammonium hydroxide solution, then we know that the ammonium sulfate is formed and ferrous hydroxide precipitate formed. This ferrous hydroxide precipitate is dirty green, which is insoluble in excess, So the option is third, dirty green is correct. During ionization, metal lose electron. This change can be called losing of electron. We know what, first of all, we discuss about the oxidation. In oxidation, the combination of O2 is known as oxidation, or removal of H2, or the removal of electron. The combination of oxygen or removal of H2 or removal of electron is known as oxidation. So lose electron means removal of electron. So this is the oxidation. The option first is correct. Now discuss the question number 20. The oxide of a metal react with both acid and alkali, both to form salt and water. We know that if a compound reacts both acid as well as alkali, then it is known as amphoteric nature. And the aluminum oxide is amphoteric in nature because it reacts both acid and base also. And the proving that the aluminum oxide Al2O3 also react with acid and form aluminum trichloride and H2O, while aluminum oxide also react with base NaOH and form sodium aluminate and H2O. So aluminum oxide react both acid and base, so it is amphoteric in nature, and the option 3 is correct. In question number 21, the property which decrease from left to right across the periodic table. The question has been explained in some question, and we know first discuss about the periodic table. This is the period, and this is the group. In from left to right, we know that the size is decreasing one by one in left to right. Due to size decreasing, the distance from center to outer side also decrease, and distance is become less and less. So very small distance, the nucleus attract the electron toward itself. So electron do not remove easily from left to right on going down. So the metallic property decrease. The metallic character decrease. Option 4 is correct. The electron affinity not decrease because left to right there is more electron affinity due to small size, more electron activity due to small size, more ionization energy due to small size, but metallic character decrease because electron do not want to remove outer shell. In question number 22, on the basis of electronic configuration, period and group of B5 atomic number 5 and mass number 9, to write the electronic configuration 2 and 3. There is 2 period, first period and second period. So period is 2, and the group is third, Period is 2 because first period and second period, and the group is third because at valence shell there is 3 electrons, 2 and third. The option 1 is correct. In question number 23, select the ion which get selectively discharged when from the aqueous mixture of the ion listed below. To study about the selectively discharge, first of all we know the discharge series from top to bottom. From top to bottom you have studied in electrolysis chapter. Sulfate is at top, nitrate is at below, chlorine below, bromine below, iodine below, and at last hydroxyl ion is below. And this discharge easily. At last discharge easily, and at last discharge difficulty. So from going down, discharge easily. So who will select to discharge from the aqueous mixture of it? If there are these negative ion, then who discharge easily? We know that the OH discharge easily. So option 4 is correct because it discharge easily. In question number 24, the hydronium ion form when a molecule of water combined with hydronium ion form when a molecule of water combined with hydronium ion form hydronium ion. This is hydronium ion and this is water and this is the hydrogen ion. What is the, we know that in hydrogen there is only one proton in nucleus and one electron in valence shell. One electron. If these electrons remove, then it has only one proton, but no electron. This has only proton. The hydrogen ion has only proton because electron remove. So you can also call it the proton in place of hydrogen ion because it has only proton and electron, no neutron. But electron is removed and become hydrogen ion, then it has only proton in their nucleus. So we can say that it is also proton. And question number 25. The condition that is most fit for electroplating with nickel. First of all, we draw the structure of nickel electroplating. There is an article which should be electroplated with nickel, and this made always cathode. The article which to be electroplated is always made cathode, and the material from which the electroplating is done is always made to anode. It is known as anode. And the solution or electrolyte is the cathode nickel and sulfate and nickel so on. So the electrolyte is molten copper sulfate. No, electrolyte is not the molten copper sulfate because there should be the nickel or any other metal. But copper sulfate is not, because if the anode is made of nickel, then solution should also contain nickel ion. So option 1 is not correct. Anode should be made of impure nickel. Yes, anode should be made of impure nickel because from anode the cation liberate and deposit on cathode. So anode should be made of impure nickel. Alternating current is used? No. DC current is used. The periodic replacement of cathode? No. Periodic replacement of anode is needed. So only option 2, anode should be made of impure nickel plate. This is the impure and this is the pure. So option 2 is correct. In question number 26, the hydroxide which is soluble in excess ammonium hydroxide. Which hydroxide? Lead or ferrous or zinc or ferric? We know that only zinc and copper hydroxide. Zinc hydroxide and the copper hydroxide are soluble in NH4OH. But there is no option of copper hydroxide, only option is zinc hydroxide. So option 3 is clear. And the reaction is zinc hydroxide react with excess ammonium hydroxide NH4OH, and the formation is H2O and zinc, the tetraamino hydroxide form. Now let us start the question number 27. Which statement is not true in electrolysis? We know that in electrolysis, this is the anode, this is the anode, and this is the cathode. It is it is pure, and this is impure. And from solution, let us NaCl, then the ion is Na plus and Cl minus. This is cation and this is anion. We know that cation migrate toward cathode and anion migrate toward anode. So the cation migrate toward cathode. Yes, it is true. Anion discharge at anode. Yes, it is also true. Anion get reduced during electrolysis. No, anion get not reduced. It is oxidized. And cation get reduced during electrolysis. It is also true. Only one option is wrong, and the question asks which is not true. So option 3 is correct. In question 28, H2I is the formula of a compound. What is the valency by Y? We know that in crisscross method, valency is of H and Y. The valency of H is 1 and valency of Y is 2. And after crisscross, this 2 is this side and this one is this side. So this is the formula, and valency of hydrogen 1 and valency of Y is 2. So the valency of Y is 2. Option 2 is correct. In question 29, particles which attract one another in electrovalent compound. We know that in electrovalent compounds such as NaCl, the formation of Na ion and Cl ion, 2 ion form, and these Na ion and Cl ion attract to each other and form NaCl. So the particle which attract to each other in electrovalent or ionic compound is the ion. Ion attract each other by strong electrostatic force, and the electrovalent compound is formed. In question 30, which of the following is not correct? The pure water does not allow a current to flow. Yes, it is true. Pure water does not allow. If we mix some salt, then it will be allowed. But pure water not allowed current. The second point, the electrolyte only conduct when in molten state. It is false, because electrolyte not only conduct in molten state but also in aqueous state, as well as aqueous and molten both. So this is incomplete information and it is false. And the third point, electrode that react with electrolyte is said to be active. Yes, electrode, if it is react with electrolyte, it is active. True. Ion must be present in electrolyte to conduct electricity. It is also true, because ion is responsible in liquid state. Ion is responsible to flow the electricity, and in solid state the free electron is responsible. But in electrolyte it is liquid, so ion is responsible to flow the current. So only the second point is not correct. So the option 2 is correct. Question 31. Salt formed by partial replacement of hydrogen ion. No, fully, only partial hydrogen ion of an acid by a base is. We know that if partial replacement of hydrogen, then it is acidic salt. If partial replacement of OH, then it is basic salt. So the sodium sulfide, this has no hydrogen ion, so it is not correct. Magnesium hydroxide, it is base, it is neutral, it is basic because it has hydroxide, it has no hydrogen, no hydroxide, it is neutral. Potassium sulfate, it is also neutral, no hydrogen, no hydroxide. Zinc hydrogen sulfate, yes, it has hydrogen and total hydrogen not replaced, partial replacement of hydrogen and one hydrogen is left. So the option 4 is correct. Alkali, question number 32. Alkali which dissociate only partially in aqueous solution. First, you know that strong alkali dissociate completely and the weak alkali dissociate partially. So we should find out among following which is weak, because only weak alkali dissociate partly. The lithium hydroxide, it is strong and dissociate completely. The calcium hydroxide, it is weak base and only partially dissociate. Potassium hydroxide, it is strong alkali and dissociate completely. And sodium hydroxide, it is also strong alkali and dissociate completely. So only option 2 is correct. Question number 33. Property that match with element of the halogen family. In halogen family, we should know about the periodic table. There is the halogen family, and this is the inert gas, and this is alkali earth metal. The property halogen, they are chemically high reactive, yes, because it need only one electron to complete their octet. Because in halogen, example, the chlorine 17 is also halogen 287, it need only one electron and strong electronegativity, so it is highly reactive. Option 1 is correct. They are metallic? No, they are not metallic because it cannot emit the electron from their outer shell due to small size. Size is decreasing, so it is not metallic. They are monoatomic in molecular form? No, they are diatomic because chlorine and chlorine makes to diatomic. They have one electron in valence shell? No, they have 7 electrons in valence shell. So this option is also incorrect and only one option is correct. 34. Cathode is a reducing electrode because it has less number of electrons. It is option is not correct. It has deficiency of electron. It is also not correct. Cation get electron from cathode. Yes, cation is plus charge and get electron from cathode and become discharge. Reaction at cathode. So cation get electron from cathode because cathode is minus and there is the plenty of electron. So cation always move toward the cathode to get discharge. So the option 3 is correct. In question 35, the simplest ratio of atom of carbon and hydrogen is 1 and 1. So identify the possible molecular formula. So we should write that 6:6 means 1:1, 2:4 means 1:2, 6:2 means 3:1 and 3:4 means 3:4. We should find out the 1:1. The first option is correct, has the 1:1. The empirical formula of a compound is CH2O means ratio 1, 2 and 1. 1:2:1. So the molecular formula should also have this ratio. So the ratio of this is 3:6:3. It means the 1:2:1, and this is the 2:4:1. It means 2:4:1, and this is the 4:3:2. This is the 4:3:2, and this is the 4:6:2. On reducing, this becomes 2:3:1. So what is this pattern? 1:1 first. The first is the correct option. Observe the periodic table to answer the question. We know that this is the alkali metal, first A group, alkali earth metal, second A group, and this is the aluminum group, third A are 13, 14, 15, 16 halogen family, and inert gas in configuration, inert gas group. In the period, and this is the first period, second period, third period, and fourth period. In the above table, some elements are mentioned with their symbol, not to their name, and position of PT, while others are shown with a letter. Answer the following question pertaining the same. Identify the most electronegative element. We know that the size in period decrease. Size in period decrease. In period, the size is decreasing one by one, and the distance from center to outer cell is also decreasing. So nuclear has more power, more and more power to attract electron toward itself, and more electronegativity at this side and less electronegativity at this side, because there is the more side. So this side element has more electronegativity. So the more electronegativity either J or M, only 2. But on going down, the size is increasing. On going down, the size is increasing. So the distance from center to outer increase, and nucleus has less power. So the electronegativity decrease on going, and increase on left to right. So this is increase. So this is J and M has more electronegativity, but on going decrease. So M has less, and J is the correct answer. So option 4 is correct. How many valence electron is present in Q? Where is the Q? This is the Q. This is the Q, and group 15. So it has the 15 J 2, 8, 5. The pattern is 2, 8, and 5. So there is 5 electron in valence shell. So option 2 is correct. The formula of compound formed between E and O. The valence electron in E. Where is E? The 13. 2, 8, 3. The E has 13 and 2, 8, 3. So there is 3 valence electrons, and O. Valence electron in O is 16. 2, 8, 6. There is 6 electron in valence shell. So the compound formed between E and O, and the valency of the O is 8 minus 6 is equal to 2. So the E has valency 2, and the Q has valency, and the E has valency 2, 8. E has valency 3, and O has valency 2. And in criss-cross method, O has valency 2, and E has valency 3. In criss-cross method, the 3 and 2, E2O3. So the option 3rd is correct. The type of bond formed between A and X. We know that the A is metal, A is metal, A is metal, and the X is non-metal, X is non-metal because it is present in 16 group, and in 16 2 8 6 there is two electron less than octet. It is non-metal. And A is metal because A first a group and has one electron. So the type of bond formed between metal and non-metal is ionic bond. The all solution has been given, and if you have still confusion, then visit icself.com and get this PDF solution and other specimen paper solution. Thank you.